The soil we inherited, a forgotten resource. Maybe at some point we think of arable land. That soil that gives us close to everything we eat. Maybe we take it mostly for granted, as if it's in abundance and everywhere. But arable land is a unique natural resource that is the basis of our food production, civilization, and future. The arable land has been there at our disposal for thousands of years. Ever since the inland ice sheet receded and ground down everything in its path. New production of soil on the scale created more than 10,000 years ago is not possible without a new ice age. Production has ceased, and the global area of arable land is limited. Sweden's area is approximately 45 million hectares, and of that, only 2.6 million is arable land. An area just about the size of Småland. Every year, at least 600 hectares of arable land are exploited in Sweden. 10 to 15% of Skåne's best soils are gone under asphalt and concrete. The area of arable land per person has, in 50 years, been halved. And if we continue at the same pace, there will be problems. The same thing is happening around the planet. Globally, 30 football fields of agricultural land is disappearing every minute. The causes are land degradation and exploitation, such as urban sprawl, industrial areas, and road systems. Given that no new soil is created, arable land will be in short supply in the future. The soil is a living whole and a prerequisite for biological diversity, both below and above the surface. In 1 tablespoon of earth, there are more living organisms than humans on the planet. It is ecosystems that nourish our food and keep the earth healthy. Cultivated arable land mitigates the climate effects by converting the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide and binding it as carbon in the soil. Our farms are natural carbon traps. The earth also filters precipitation, which slowly replenishes the groundwater systems. Hard surfaces do not bind carbon dioxide and do not contribute to our water supply. Quite the contrary. Why then is valuable arable land destroyed? Why is a limited and non-renewable natural resource buried under asphalt and concrete? Many Swedish municipalities value business startups and roads over arable land. Despite the fact that there are usually alternative construction sites, the development is ongoing. because it is both convenient and fairly inexpensive to build on arable land. "44% of the development plans in Skåne's municipalities are located on the most fertile agricultural land. Land that is classified as one of the best in the world. Global food production today is hanging on a fragile thread. It's heavily dependent on water, weather, climate change, and the security policy situation. Large areas of arable land can, in the very same year, be affected by both persistent drought and heavy rainfall. We see how conflicts, wars, and population displacement arise in the absence of arable land, food, and water. We've also seen how a pandemic closes borders and how countries isolate themselves from the outside world. It shows how easy it is to restrict food imports and inputs to agriculture. This means that a high degree of self-sufficiency is more important than ever. At the same time, arable land will also need to produce biofuels for the phasing out of fossil fuels. The extremely limited area of agricultural land is consumed, and this, of course, affects self-sufficiency. How does a nation support itself if there's not enough land to cultivate? We can't rely on imports because the disappearance and exploitation of arable land is happening all over the world. Today, a large part of our food supply is based on imports. But with a warmer and more uncertain climate, this may change. Perhaps it will be Sweden that will be an important export country and that will supply climate-affected nations with food in the future. Arable land has legal protection, but it's not enough. Current legislation provides allowances for interpretations and exceptions. The municipalities bid against each other to attract new establishments and destroy the arable land forever. It's a short-sighted behavior that affects the food supply of future generations. Arable land must have stronger legal protection. Everything else comes second. For the arable land is not just the concern of a few municipalities, but of the whole nation. Indeed, of the whole world. If we do not have enough land to grow our food, we've no need of warehouses, industries, or road systems. And what good is a shopping center that has no food? Every single hectare of arable land is extremely valuable and is needed now, but even more so in a future we know little or nothing about.